So we are now less than 30 days away from the first contest in the 2016 race, and the frontrunner, Donald Trump, now unveiling the first ad of his entire campaign so far, and here it is.
The politicians can pretend it's something else, but Donald Trump calls it radical Islamic terrorism. That's why he's calling for a temporary shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until we can figure out what's going on.
There you have it. Just a beginning look at the Trump ad campaign. He will spend about $2 million a week, he says, on ads, though he really doesn't have to. As he pointed out yesterday in the Sunday shows, he didn't really spend a dime so far on any of them, even though he had expected to. The frontrunner says he, quote, kind of felt badly that he wasn't spending any money and everybody else was. Chief political correspondent Carl Cameron live on the campaign trail in Boone, Iowa today. Ted Cruz hosting a big campaign event there this morning. So, Carl, a lot of noise for Cruz there today in Iowa, but there's also a lot of talk about the frontrunner as well.
Sure, and it's kind of hard to believe that Trump feels too bad about the fact that he's $35 million under budget, having not spent the $20 million he had budgeted for ads for just last year. And now we are exactly 4 weeks from the Iowa caucuses, and Trump and Ted Cruz are in a real battle. Cruz now leads most of the polls here in Iowa, although there was one from CNN recently that showed that Trump was still ahead. And Cruz has a tremendous amount riding on this. He's got front-runner status to protect now. There'll be a big target on his back, and the last 4 weeks will be very intense. And now comes this Trump ad, which has already been all over cable news all this morning, and it illustrates exactly what Trump's point was. Anything he does gets a ton of attention. Here's a little bit of the policy that actually went into the new Trump ad. Watch.
He'll quickly cut the head off ISIS and take their oil. And he'll stop illegal immigration by building a wall on our southern border that Mexico will pay for.
We will make America great again.
These are the themes that Trump has been living off of for the last year without any advertisements. Now the ad will dominate the news, and Ted Cruz is kicking off today what will be a 3-day trip across Iowa with a tremendous number of stops from just north of Des Moines, sort of central Iowa here in Boone. He'll wrap around to the western border, head up the western border, and then run across the northern border of Iowa, hitting a number of states with this blitz. For Cruz, the stakes are very high. He has been saying for the better part of a year and a half that there was a very specific lane for him in this race, one that would hinge on evangelicals and Tea Party voters. He now has them, but he's also facing some criticism, and the Trump ad is likely to suck a lot of that oxygen away from him on this very first day of the last 4 weeks, Martha.
And Donald Trump says he's going to do very well and surprise people in Iowa at this point, so we will see. What an interesting month it's